afternoon, YouTube. Good evening, good morning, depending where you at. This is your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Vitamin Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Folks, as you know, I do these little round tables. I started this a while back because most definitely the thing is, some of the people I like to have on don't have the time. We usually do this the last Sunday of the month, but because this was the Olympia last week, technically last week, Olympia week we had, I decided let's do a special today. So I have some guests coming in, and I have some guests here. We're going to talk about Olympia, give our thoughts and our feel. Also, I will do this also tomorrow on Muscle Talk Monday for you guys who usually are my regular followers and are who are viewers. So as you know, the Olympia is a wrap, and there's some changes and pretty much the same old, same old. One thing is always going to be constant. My girl, Andrea Shaw, is the five-time Miss Olympia champion, undefeated, undeniable. Yes, she had a hiccup at the Amelia Muscle Fest. And I'm sorry, the Rising Phoenix, but it's a hiccup. Congratulations to her, and shout out to all the competitors, especially the ladies who competed at that show that I got interviews with, and shout out to them. So, folks, we have here one of my guests. This is my friend, this is my buddy. I owe her a lot because you know what? She did this for me a year ago, just about a year ago. She got me this issue. And it's sidebar. You know this. I love this. I smell it every day. We have here the lovely Mrs. Eunice Martinez Kitchen, and here she is. Hey,
Hey, George.
yeah, I love this, and I pet it. I call it Judge. So, I know it's getting a little. I know the pages get a little sticky sometimes, but they so, Eunice is the head of Bad Rap Bodybuilding Company. It's a corporation where they do clothing and also other things for women's bodybuilding. If you are a fan of Bad Rap, I will leave a link in the description, and you can check out their content. Also, check out their merchandise you want to buy, especially if you, for not for yourself, for me, for a friend who is probably a bodybuilder. So, ma'am, welcome. Thank you for the time coming in, and we hope we also have some more guests in here later, so we can really have a good back and forth. So, as you being a fan of the sport and as long as you compete in, what did you thought of this year? This was the 60th Olympia. What did you thought of the show?
Wow. To me, it was probably one of the most competitive Olympias ever that I can remember. There's always been a few that would be like competing against each other, but this one you just were questionable about who was going to be in the top 10 the whole time because it could have gone either way. You just didn't know what the judges were going to be looking for. So this Olympia was extra to me exciting. I looked forward to it for weeks after the Rising Phoenix. I mean, it just, of course, with Andrea losing, we were just like, oh man, is she going to come back? We knew she'd come back. And we knew she'd go do her homework. But I mean, she did it. That's for sure. She did it. When I saw her come out, I'm like, done deal.
Yeah, I followed the Female Body Challenge. They said, AJ said, lights out. And that's what it was. She looked like she was more fuller. Her conditioning was top notch. What she did was she didn't go back home to Michigan. She stayed in Arizona. I think she has a new coach now. I don't think she's with John Simmons anymore. And then they made some adjustments. Because remember, after that last interview she did with Lena Popa and Linda Murray, she said, yeah, she should come in shredded. Now, Angela looked pretty good. I'm going to give it to her. But I felt like she peaked too soon because I know you want to win the Rising Phoenix, but everybody knows the big show is the Olympia. And what better than to save your reserves for that? It's a good title. The Rising Phoenix is a good title. But, you really want, everybody's going to pay more attention to the Olympia title.
Sure, it's a good title. It's a good paycheck. It's the same paycheck as the Olympia. Of course, the Olympia is the best female bodybuilder in the world, so who wouldn't want that? But the Rising Phoenix, that's still a good title to have. So I give it to Angela. Angie, she showed up. Yeah, like you said, I didn't think she looked like she did at the Rising Phoenix, but Andrea brought it, and all we knew that if she could come in with the condition that she needed to, that she's unbeatable.
like I said, I remember like we showed the finals, and she was the last one. They had the light slide, like it's like that scene from Terminator when you know he comes to the future and he's coming out, like
Yep.
he's walking, Schwarzenegger butt naked, he's walking, it's like that's what it was like because it's like the Terminator coming.
Yeah.
We got here some people coming in. My man Warrior 2000, shout out to Warrior, says this has been an interesting Olympia. I know it has been. Also, this is from my man Money J 2024. It says, yeah, I say, although congratulations to Samson Dua and Andrea Shaw reigns Miss Olympia Queen, Miss O Queen. Okay, yeah. Also, he says, I'm happy for Samson. Yeah, impressive. Yeah. Also, he says, Andrea did her thing. So proud of her. And also, this is from my man Stephen Price. Congratulations to Andrea. Awesome. Yeah. And this is also from my man War 2000. Says, here to talk about women's bodybuilding. I'm all for this. Yeah. Thank you, brother. We always talk about this. So I know, people, there's some pictures from the show, and I did watch it, but you can go to the Wing Strength, um, channels like on the IG and also on the Facebook, and you want to see some pictures, stuff like that, because I'm gonna post them because I know some people want to see what they get a critique of. There's some hits and misses, I would say. And one thing I think was the big surprise was Alcione dropping. She was top 3 last year and dropping all the way down to next to the bottom. Nope. Hello?
Oh,
Hello? You hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Was my picture frozen or something?
Yeah, it's frozen.
Wait, give me a second, folks. What I'm gonna do this, folks. While I'm fixing this, I'm going to pull up some pictures. Y'all can check it out. This computer is give me a pain in the ass,
Okay, there
and
you are.
yeah, there I am. And here she is. This is from the Wing Strength page, and you can really see this is like right here, probably here. Andrea, you can really see she looked really impressive. I mean, her conditioning was on point. This is from the prejudging. I mean, level of muscle she brought. Her back was just crazy. You see the glutes and the development. I mean, she really made a lot of improvements from the Rising Phoenix to Olympia. And that was only like 2 months ago, just about. Hello?
Hey, George, I can't see your screen.
Can't see my screen. What's going on?
I can only see the top of it, like the icons at the top, because you're on Instagram, but I can't see the pictures that you're referring to.
Wait a minute. Let me check something. I don't know what's going on with this computer. It might be something. Let me just do this. Let me just get off. And I don't know. Ugh. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about getting myself a new computer. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I hit the wrong thing. There you go.
There we go. Okay.
I hit the
Well,
wrong
it's
button.
still,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sometimes I got so many things I hear, but it was impressive. We have here, that Chris Bumstead is announced his retirement, and here we have here you would say the Quintessa. You have Sig Yelling, who also announced her retirement. Yeah, Linda
No,
Murray,
that was a
8-time.
surprise.
Yeah, I was surprised, but Sid's young, and she's married, so she probably want to
She
settle
probably
down,
wants
have her
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So she won't miss that opportunity. So and you have here the champ, and you have the 10-time champ. Sid, if she had sticking with a couple more years, she could have got the record, even past it. But I
Yep.
know what he focused on. And here we have here is the champ herself. She looked really impressive. I mean, her conditioning was on. I mean, you can really see how she really brought in great level of muscle. I mean, it's just undeniable. I mean, like I said, when you were watching it, what was your thoughts?
Oh my gosh. For one, she just got bigger. The thickness on her legs, her upper body, just the way her delts and her biceps and just her arms were so separated. You could see the striations across her chest, striations across those delts. I'd never seen Andrea like that, and then especially on her posterior her glutes. That was a new level of glutes that we'd never seen before. So
Hmm.
when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, lights out,
Hmm.
done.
And she looked pretty impressive. She always come in conditioning, but I think she's still undersized
Yeah,
for.
Ashley. I mean, Ashley has the structure. You cannot deny that she's got everything. Except she just needs a little bit more size. I think when she adds density, um, super competitive.
Hmm. And like I said, same thing with Angela. I think she just, she has good, conditioning, but it's the size factor
The
because,
size. Yep.
yeah, that's the factor I
They've
think
got
that
a
really,
long ways to catch up to Andrea as far
yeah,
as muscularity.
yeah. I think with Ashley, because she's much younger, I think she's 33, and she has that time to grow and improve.
Yep.
Angela, she's just a year older. No, 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 just a few months older than Andrea.
Oh,
You know,
really?
yeah, yeah, because she just had a birthday a while back. She's turned 41,
Oh, wow.
and
Huh.
yeah, Andrea will be 41 in December, and Christine Mendoza looked pretty good. I mean, she got
Christina
six.
looked awesome. She actually looked improved since the Tampa. She looked a lot sharper.
Yeah, and I think the surprising was that Nadia Capasoto getting fifth place over. I thought it was going to be Christina was going to fifth, and Nadia was going to sixth. But when we did the finals, it changed.
Yeah, I saw
You
that
know,
too. Prejudging,
yeah,
I thought Christina would be in fifth.
yeah. Hella, she looked really good. I think this is better. It's been like 2 years since the last time she competed. She looked way more improved than was it 2022 to today.
Oh yeah, yeah, she sure did. Of course, she's one of our bad rap athletes, so we were behind her, and we knew that she was going to come in ready. Um, Hella, I mean, you have to give it to her. She's been competing since what 2005 or 2000. I mean, she competed back when Linda Murray did.
Yeah,
Um,
that was like right two. Linda said that it was like 2023, no 20 in 2003 when they competed together.
2003.
Remember? Yeah, that was the last time Linda competed for the Miss Olympia title. That's when she lost it to
Yeah, so you've got to give
Linda.
it to Hella that she can still hang in there, with that youth that's now there, because Hella's been on there now what 21 years, and how many Olympias has she been in? I mean, the most decorated Olympian up there. So yeah, she brought it. Not sure if it was the placing she wanted, of course not, but my God, when you've got the world's best right there, right in front of you, it's to me, she did an incredible job.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. Andrea's top level. You know, Angela's really good, and Ash is coming up. And like I said, you beat off both Christina Mendoza and Nadia Capasoto for that fourth spot. I know it's not what you wanted, but you got to think about also Cherry Piami, and then also there's Michaela Aycock.
Yeah.
Lavinia Barros. I think Lavinia was, I think, seventh. And that's a lot of women there that possibly could really have been a real threat for that top five. But it's often how the judges go by what they see and by aesthetics. You know, but it was a good lineup here. We got here a comment from this is from my man or Warrior. Um, he says Angela's looked awesome too. Yeah, I can't deny that. Also, this is for Warrior. It says, "What the f moment? Sherry Pirami and Michaela Aycock didn't make the top six. They got screwed by the judges." And as you know, Sherry is also a bad rap sponsored athlete, and I know you've been in contact with her. What's her feeling? Because she last year she was top. She was in top five, and now she was like I think eighth or was it eighth?
She was eighth. Yeah.
Yeah,
She was actually Michaela came in ahead of her. Um, Sherry was fourth last year at the Olympia. And I do remember a podcast she was on, and they asked, what her expectations were for this. Um, and at first she said she wanted to be top 10. And they said top 10. I mean, but she understood the level of competition that was coming in. It was from the beginning. She knew that this was going to be one of the toughest ever in the history. of the Olympia. But I honestly had Sherry in top five. Her conditioning and her size, her fullness, I thought should have been, in the top five. Um, so I know that a lot of people were expecting her to be in top five, and it. I'm not sure how she's. Honestly, I didn't reach out. The last time in Portugal, I gave her a few days to get her thoughts together, and I'll do the same here because sometimes you got to sit in that, and then you're ready to talk to people about it. But anyway, I did reach out to Chris and hit her boyfriend, and Chris, she's okay. She's she understood the level of competition, but just to be up there in the top 10, it's impressive, super impressive, and we're proud of Sherry for everything she's done for her bad rap. She's been a great ambassador for us.
That's great. It's good that she's been a great person, great ambassador, great competitor. To me, I think she should have won at Portugal, but that's just me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You got somebody who got a spot, but don't even use it because they can't even come here. Husband always talking young, 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 but wife can't come here and do a show. I mean, this is top level, man. I mean, whatever, fix your shit. We have your comment from a man. Warriors, especially Sherry, I was shocked with her placing. Also, this is from a man, Money J 2024. He says, when Andrea came out on the stage, I was watching the FBBC and AJ on the orgasm when she strode out. We were all in awe. Yeah, I mean, it was awe. Also, we have here. This is from a man. Um, you know, uh, shout out to my man. Warrior says, Christina looking smoking. Oh my God. Yeah, take a breath, brother. Yeah, I know she looked really good. I mean, I think that time off might have helped her a bit because she was qualified last year, and then some stuff happened, and she took the time off. And I think that would be good, especially for athletes, to take the time off and rest. Maybe that's helps you rejuvenate and come in better condition.
I think for Christina, it helped her definitely gain some upper body size that she needed to, because she's so her legs are just massive, and in the past we could see the lack of size in her upper body, but now the last time she came on at Tampa, she looked a lot more balanced. So we know that she's been working on that upper body to try to get it up to par with her lower body. Yeah, she's impressive.
Yeah, I think, like I said, she does have that more lower half, the dominance, but still need to work on the upper part of her. If she can bring that all together, the fullness in both in her legs, like as she is around her shoulders, her details on her back. I mean, that will probably help her. She's technically pleasing, yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is, that's not enough. We have here, it's just a comment from a man. Money J 2024 says, Money J says, I'm still mad Sherry got eighth place. Calm down, man. It happens like that. This is my man Lawrence Perkins. Shout out to Lawrence. He says,
Oh, hey,
uh,
Lawrence.
yeah, he says, yeah, he says hello, said, thank you, brothers, hello. And also, this is from man Money J says, Hella still got it. Surprised she made top four. And I was kind of surprised too, especially Sherry and Michaela. And the thing is, what Michaela is, I often see her physique is very, because of her height. I think it really hurts her because she's just not as full in some areas where she needs to be. Like her back is crazy, her upper body is crazy, but because her legs are so small and short, I think they kind of doesn't good. Don't get as full compared to some of the other women.
Yeah, I mean she is how tall is she? Like 4'11"?
Yeah, about 4'11".
Yeah. I mean, I think she's got an amazing back, and you can't question her conditioning. She's going to be the most conditioned person that shows up. And conditioning has gotten her, won her a lot of shows. But I think in this one, they were really looking for a full package. They were looking for size. They were looking for conditioning. They were looking for aesthetics. And, like you said, her lower body, her legs seem to be a little bit shorter than her upper body. She's a little, elongated on her upper body, so it kind of throws off the aestheticness um, on stage when you start comparing her to others.
Yeah, because it's the thing about if you're not full, like okay, some women will have especially as women who are like maybe I think that's the thing about when you're shorter and you can be kind of blocky. Like one example is like um, Charlotte Gramond. You remember her back in the day? She was really short, 5 feet tall, and she really could put on some muscle. And I think she had a physique that looked kind of even. I'm trying to think of who else is really short. There's a couple of other women, but they're more in physique than women's bodybuilding that are kind of short in stature, but they can really put on the muscle. But I think the big difference between physique and women's bodybuilding. Hello?
Oh, I didn't know you asked me a question.
Yeah, that's what I was asking you, like how you with short stature. I was just talking back and forth. Come on, you know how I work. But I say something I like feedback. Give me your thoughts.
Oh, I mean, like I said, when you have somebody short, they better be balanced, because the shorter you are, you can start to look blocky, and when someone tall is next to you, it's a disadvantage, because people's eyes, the judge's eyes, always go on the taller person. I mean, that's just human nature. Your eyes are always going to go up, and so when you're short, it does it's a disadvantage in some ways, because although you can look like you've got more muscle, um, you better be able to balance that muscle.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need balance because it's not enough just to have the size. You
No,
have to have the balance, the conditioning. Everything has to be like Andrea, perfect. Even
perfect.
though some things she could be a little off at, but then she works on those aesthetics. You know, we have here some comments here. This is from my man, Money J. Says this. He says, I'm still mad about I know, but you're mad about it. Sorry, here's another comment. He says, Linda was talking about how she loves Christina's doing the commentary. Yeah, she's an attractive young lady. I think she has good aesthetics. She just need to be more fuller in some areas. Maybe improve on her upper body as much as she does on her legs. Also, this is from man Stefan Prey. Michelle Ribelette, I believe she was 4'11.
Oh yeah, Michelle Ralabate. Yeah, she was. I think Michelle Ralabate, didn't she win the nationals in 1989 or was it 1987?
I think it might have been 88 or 87.
She won the overall. I know as a middleweight. She used to compete as a middleweight. Um, was she a middleweight?
Either middleweight or lightweight.
Hmm.
Because I think she's, if I think about somebody like Becky Rampy, I think they competed both in lightweight.
Huh. I just don't. I remember Michelle Ralabate, but I don't remember her as being a lightweight. I thought she was a middleweight.
It might have been middleweight. It's just, it's like it's been so long time ago. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was a good lineup. All the ladies were impressive. I'm still like one thing I could say. I was kind of shocked that Alcione
Oh, I
dropped
was
down.
shocked.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it
definitely
was.
shocked. I had no idea that she was in third call out.
Yeah, you know, along with Hunter Henderson. I think also Ava Manello
Yeah.
and Julia Wetzel. But I
Yep.
think with Ava, she just needs to work on her conditioning because
Yes.
I think she was the youngest out of the group. I think she's just in her 20s.
Yeah, she's got size, man. She's got some big time legs and some good overall size. She just needs to come in a little bit more conditioned, for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing is that's it's important if you bring in that
Yeah.
conditioning. I
But
mean,
she's inexperienced. She's in her 20s. She's got plenty of time.
yeah, I remember one lady told me she has those what you call baby muscles. So she's trying to really to grow and develop. And with Julie Wetzel, she's her and Ava about the same height. They're both big girls, and she also may need to work on some things. I think she did switch coaches. I think she got the same coach as Hella and Sherry,
Sherry.
and yeah, and maybe I don't know, maybe was she? I think she got to him a little too late. I think she got with this guy. I think right after the Rising Phoenix. So because she was, I think it was her coach and her that was doing most of her um her training. As a competitor, is it a good idea to be your own coach? Because I know some people they do it because you can't afford a coach, but is it a good idea to be your own coach?
I mean, I guess if you've got enough experience and you feel like you've coached, other people, and you're that confident that you don't need a second eye. But to me, never. I would never just coach myself. It would have to be. I would have to have other eyes, a second pair of eyes.
Yeah, it's important that because sometimes, especially if it's if your coach is one of your spouses, sometimes they may not be as judgmental or maybe be more, I would say, try to be a little more kind to you in a way. But when you get this another eye who's very more experienced, who's more willing to tell you, hey, you got to fix that, you got to fix that, you got
Hmm.
to fix that, that helps. But the thing is, like I said, the cost of coaching training.
Sure.
But like I said, yeah. Here we got comments here from my man, Money J. He says, Ava top body was impressive, though still needs a great amount of conditioning, but still impressive. Also, he says this: all the younger girls were dead last at the bottom. Ava, Julia, and Hunter. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because I think Julia may be in her, mid 30s. Ava is in her early 20s, mid 20s, and so is Hunter. She's probably in her late 20s. Other than that, you have Austin Young who's in her 40s. Um, this is for my man. Ashley is her 30s, right? Yeah, Ashley's in her 30s. So yeah, that's the thing is, I think the thing is, when you get older, sometimes you start hitting that level of muscle maturity. Like good example, like Hella.
Yeah.
Hella's I think almost 50 and she looked really good. I mean, but still, you were competing with some women in their early 40s, late mid 30s, and you held your own. And pretty much, I think Alcio, not Alcio, Nadia might be in her 40s, but you held your own, and I gotta respect that.
Yeah. How old? Nadia. Actually, Nadia surprised me. I didn't think. I would have thought Lavena would have beat Nadia.
Hmm. Yeah, because I think she's working with Amanda Machado. Because she moved here to the states um, from Brazil. I
From
think early
Brazil.
this year. Yeah, and you really see this picture I'm gonna pull up here. This is like this is a picture from I think this is from the finals. And this is a picture of her back, and
Wow.
wow. I
Yeah.
mean, and she got to think
She's.
about it. She's in her mid 20s. I think she's 27, 28.
Hmm.
And that is, she was probably one of the youngest competitors next to Ashley in the top 10. I mean, this was just crazy how she transformed when she made a debut. She's working with here. She's working with Amanda Machado, who's a physique competitor,
Yep.
and that's
And
her
her husband.
coach.
Yep.
Yeah, and her husband. Yeah, and she's really has come a long way. I know if my man KL the one was here, he would. I mean, one thing kind of hurts her to me is the breast implants.
Yep.
They cannot take away from the aesthetics of her physique. She had a great physique before. She just needed to work on her conditioning.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, he says, oh boy, but
Well, she's definitely an up and coming.
yeah, she's up and coming. I think it's the thing about up and comers. It takes time to work.
Yep.
Um, This is from a man. Warrior he says, Nadia looked good. Yeah, she did look good. Yeah, I gotta give her that. Also, Lavinia Barrows looked stunning too, as always. And also, this is from a man says goddamn, what a back. Yeah, it's crazy. And we all know that the back can make or break how you do at a show. It's bringing that condition, that level. Good example, somebody like Teresa and Vasic, who really I think has one of the best backs. You were at Triple Dynasty when she competed at that show.
Yeah, she's got an amazing back. I think she's got the best back out in right now. If she can tie in that conditioning.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. This might be talk that she was really going through last year because the cost of traveling, all this. And she's sponsored, much like Hella, and also Ashley. That's been sponsored, by my man Glenn at Bad at
Amazon Fit.
Amazon Fit. Yes, sorry, and also they also Hella's sponsored by you, and I think that helps. Sponsorship does help for a lot of these competitors. We have here aka formerly female body, female muscle, and now he goes by the name Jeremy, physical female physique fan. We like to welcome him onto the
Oh,
show.
hey Jeremy.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Doing great. How are
Hey.
you?
Oh,
Yeah, hi.
having to adjust.
Oh,
I've been working nights for 12 years, and this week I had to work days for the first time.
oh
So
wow.
this has been a big adjustment. So, but other than that, we're doing okay. So,
Yeah. Well, Jeremy, he is also a fan of bodybuilding, and last time we said you weren't able going to watch the Olympia, but did you catch any videos and clips, something here and there?
mainly just the contest pics
Hmm.
that I've seen over on NPC News Online, and just also following along with what everybody has been saying over on IG. So.
So, what's your thoughts, like especially the lineup in women's bodybuilding?
Well, I guess I'm not surprised with the top three because I had Andrea, Angela, and Ashley
Triple A.
all in top. Yep, I had them all in top three. It was just a question of who was going to get what place. So, especially Ashley had a post just before she went on stage, just her back alone, and I was like, oh my god, right there, right there, she's going to be in top three. So I guess I was I didn't know it was going to deal with Hella. I didn't think she was going to get as high as she did, but she proved me wrong because seeing her some of her videos, but then sure enough, she comes back like gangbusters on stage, one of the very best in the world, along with Nadia. It's like if Nadia can tie it in and get everything there, she's a top level competitor too. Because what was it, 2021? She won 3 pro shows then, back to back to back. Now, I don't know if it's back to back to back, but she's a top competitor as well. So that 6th place, like I said earlier, it's like is up for grabs. I mean, I'm glad Christina got it because she has such a phenomenal look. And then I guess for all the other ones, it was like it's just a matter of who brings it best. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Teresa because she had rumblings earlier this year that this may be her last year, that she may be retiring. So it'll be interesting after this Olympia as to whether or not that still proves true. I was really surprised about Ava being dead last. That was the thing. That was the one that surprised me the most because but then when I looked at her contest pics, saw how smooth she was, particularly in her midsection and her legs, then I guess it made sense for me then. But as far as the top three goes, I had Andrea, Angela, and Ashley going into this, so I'm not at all surprised
Yeah,
that they got what they got.
I wasn't too surprised about that. I know the one, like I said again, was the three that kind of surprised me was Alcione going to next to the bottom, and both Michaela and Sherry not getting the top five. Uh, I don't like I said, who the judges asked show is Sandy Williamson, and there's always that talk that they don't want the women to be too star rated, yada 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 yada. But then you have people like Andrea, you have Angela, and even a bit of Ashley. So you're thinking that maybe those two will be like, I would say 4 and 6, or 4 and 5, or 5 and 6.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. We have some comments here, and this is from my man KL the Wanderer. He says, "Hey, what up?" Also, this is from a man Warrior. He says, "Brazilian exotic beauty." He's talking about Lavinia. This is from Warrior. Says Lavinia is officially my only favorite fantasy crush. Well, my crush is always going to be Andrea. I think Lavinia is beautiful. She's attractive, but I love Andrea. Also, this is from a man Lawrence. Says I love Lavinia too, but it's great to see every bodybuilding shows, regardless, it's arts and crafts that save lives. And yes, it comes it's the cons of sports. I understand too longs. We keep doing better. Right? Whatever you say, yeah. Brother, you can work on your spell check. Also, this is from man Money J. Says that FBBC is going to have a lot to talk about with their Miss Olympia wrap up video. They will post it on there. And also from here it says, as my man Lawrence says, I hope everyone family in Florida doing okay and well. Well, I hope so too, because I know David. He went up there. Shout out to David, great guy. He was there. He got to do some interviews, talk to some ladies. We were talking back and forth. I wanted to come on, but no, he just said he just left there last night. I said, you know what, we'll have you on our Muscle Talk Monday, because that's where I usually do it. But I know I want to get Eunice's point of view. I know she's busy during the week, and this is the best time to do it on the weekend. I was hoping to get some others, but there's some problems going on. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. It used to be I could say a link and boom, but now StreamYard has changed where you have to have certain things. So I'm sorry we can't get the rest of the guests here. I hope we can get them maybe tomorrow. But here we got here from my man Money J. Says Christina Lavinia rival Andrea in terms of natural beauty and gorgeous features. No, I would say they're attractive ladies, but they're not rival Andrea. So what folks I'm going to do is there was somebody posted a video, and it was from the finals, and I'm going to post it up, and y'all can watch it, and also give critique of what you see from the show. So we're going to post it. I'll pull it up here in a sec, and it was fun. As the finals, it was the top four, and I'm going to pull it up here, and I want to give y'all a look. So especially you guys who missed it, you can go to certain channels, they post it. But if you missed the show, we're going to give you a little critique of the finals, the last four ladies in women's bodybuilding.
These guys don't even eat the whole thing. It's not that big, right? Maybe that's what took us so long. Put some tune on mine.
We have here, who just popped in, we have is Janine Lakowski, IFBB Pro. She is, she competed this year, did a couple of shows. Welcome, ma'am. I know she's trying to get on because technical difficulties. It's some shit sometimes. But we hope she's doing all right because she lives in Florida. Hope everything's all right with you, and thank you for coming by.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Sorry I was a little bit late.
That's all right. That's all
My
right.
internet's spotty wherever you are down here in Florida right now. So
Yeah, I know y'all just got through Helena and then got hit with Milton. It's tough. I mean, my heart goes out to you. I remember when Matthew hit us, it was just awful. It took us a good while to recover. So, as you know, Janine is IFB Pro. She didn't get to catch it, but we want to get her thoughts as we're going to pull up some pictures here for her because she did come in a little late. And you know, I would say Andrea looked really good. Do you agree, ma'am?
I just saw some pictures online. She did tighten up, like I said she would, from the Rising Phoenix going into the Olympia. But we also have to remember we had different judges at the Rising Phoenix. Sandy wasn't there at the Rising Phoenix this year, if I remember correctly, and Sandy again was there at the Olympia. So the judges, you have different judges looking at an athlete one way, and then you have the judges that look at the athletes a different way. Right. So we have to take that into consideration as well. But Andrea did come in looking tighter, but so did Angela. She came in tight as well. She was not going to back down. So I think it was really a tight call between the top two, from what I saw.
Yeah, I would say it was really close because you know what, Angela looked pretty good at the Rising Phoenix.
Yep.
I felt personally she might have shot the gun too early because Rising Phoenix is a great title, but everybody's wants to shoot for the Olympia.
Yeah.
And Andrea, she really, I think what she said in the interview, she said she didn't go back home. Like I said earlier, she didn't go back home to Michigan. She stayed in Arizona, and I think she's working with a different coach. Also, she had Sid Gillen. You know, Sid has announced her retirement,
Yeah.
and you know, she had her working as opposing coach. Now we'll go back with Sid here. As you know, Sid is top level competitor, and it was a surprise that she decided to retire. You think if she stayed in, you think she could have maybe hit 10 Miss Olympias? Anybody? What y'all think?
Well, I think she most definitely could have kept on going, but you know, once you've been up there so long, she may want to have a life, right? Like a life outside of bodybuilding. Maybe she wants to have a family because she got married. I think it's her second year anniversary or third. Can't recall. So sometimes, you know, as a female athlete, they want to still have the best of both worlds. And I know that she's focusing too on a lot of her shows. She's got a show coming up in the new year. Hello.
Yeah, because as you know, they announced both her and Sid, and I'm gonna find that link and I'll pull it up. They announced that they're gonna have the Triple O Dynasty,
Yep.
and that's gonna be in April the 5th. And yeah, I really, like I said, it's a great show because you know it's the show. I think the show is giving the certain divisions like women's bodybuilding, physique, and figure a place where we all know the Arnold it no longer has any divisions. What y'all think also about? Also, you know, Chris Bumstead decided to retire after this,
Yeah.
and you know that's something I think going to maybe clear the way for a lot of guys to get that title for classic physique.
Yeah. I think it, you know, athletes know when it's time to retire and put up their hat, right? Or put up their trunks. Athletes just know when it's time to go in a different route. Like we can't stay in it forever. But I think the people that have chose to step back and pave the way for others, I think they just knew it was time to go. Right? Like
Mhm.
it's just their time to either work on something different or you know, step back and focus on different aspects of their life. And I,
Mhm.
you know, it's that time. I mean, let others kind of strive for that title as well. Being there
Mhm.
constantly and taking over, you know, yes, it makes it a little bit harder for athletes to get up there. And it's time for other blood to come in. You have to keep letting new blood come in, just like new judges have to come in, new athletes need to come in to keep the sport interesting. And the only thing that really did, I'm going to be straight, the only thing that really did piss me off is when they always say, show me your favorite pose in classic. A lat spread is not in classic bodybuilding. So that rule has to change. That is not a classic pose, and everyone knows it, and they all did it. So now you're again, like I talk about with posing, you're mixing all those categories together. Classic has classic poses. They have classic poses with their arms up in different styles. It's not a lat spread.
Mhm. Yeah, because we talked about before how you're seeing more even physique girls doing front lat spread,
Yeah,
where you know it's opposed as dominantly in men's bodybuilding and women's bodybuilding,
yeah. It should
and
never come over. Never. Even people putting their hands on their hips in bikini or physique or figure. No, the Wonder Woman pose or whatever they're calling it. No, that should not come in. You're meshing them together and confusing athletes. Like if people were just watching the Olympia for the first time, they would think that was bodybuilding Bumstead, and he's not. He's a classic bodybuilder. That's old school. If you look into the golden age, there was no lat spreads in there
Mhm. Yeah,
at all,
yeah.
and
Also,
no players either.
yeah, we have here a comment from a man. Shout out to man, Money Jay. He says, you know, he says he's a fan. He says, I love them both. He says, you know, Angela and Andrea are mutual friends. Respect the camaraderie
Mhm.
between them. It's adorable. And also, he says, um, dynamic posing. Angela is. Yeah, I give it that.
Mhm.
And also, my man Ward 2000 says, Wowzer, that's all I got to say. I know that's your girl, George, but she looks good. The day you meet her will be better than all the holidays for you. It's that happens. Maybe someday, brother, I would love to meet her. I'm obsessed over her. I think she's a great person,
Yeah.
amazing lady. I think she really brought a certain level to the
Oh, yeah.
sport, you know. I think bodybuilding was on pretty much like you know this, Janine, and both
Yes.
you and Janine and you know this Eunice, how bodybuilding was pretty much on a verge where no one was giving you opportunities. Shows were so few and far between. Getting kicked out of the Olympia, getting kicked out of the Arnold, and now 60 years since the Olympia, and now the 5th year for women's bodybuilding at this show.
Yep. What was the question, George? Sorry.
There's no question. There's just a comment. There's no questions.
I wasn't sure if it was a comment. Sorry, a question.
Yeah, it's a comment. You know how I work. I don't.
My head's still spinning from everything going on in life.
Yeah. When I put in questions, I say questions, but most times I just be commenting sometimes.
Sorry about that.
Don't be sorry. Be careful. But yeah, it is. The sport has changed, and young ladies have been in the sport quite some time. You think that, as you said, Janine, change is good, especially in sport, but sometimes it can be hit or miss depending.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have rules for categories for a reason, right? So that is to keep us in our lanes, our proper lanes, right? And when athletes are blending them in, there's no lanes. So now it's becoming confusing. What's what? And you need to know what division you're in and stay in that lane and do the poses what are in that category. Crossing over, and anybody sitting on this panel is going to say the exact same thing. If you are a newbie coming to a show watching and you see a figure competitor doing a lat spread in their presentation, you're going to be like, what the fuck am I looking at? Let's be real. Bodybuilding always has their rules and the credentials. Bodybuilding started all the other divisions. You don't come in and steal the poses that started the industry, started that division because you think you can do it. You're actually hurting your physique by pulling off those things, because if you can't showcase it properly and you don't have lats, you just killed your physique. You just made the judge put a score on you going, yeah, no. That showed a lot of that actually hurts an athlete doing a pose that doesn't belong in the category, because that means your body's not developed in order to showcase that pose. Does anybody agree? Does everybody agree? That's an athlete.
I would agree, but the thing is, I mean, the reason that you are seeing that happen on the pro level is look what's happening on the amateur level.
Mm-hmm.
When you have divisional crossovers there, it's now getting to the point, specifically with figure, women's physique, and women's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
What exactly are you? Because
Exactly.
now you have a situation whereby an amateur competitor can go and enter into, at the same show, can enter into figure and women's physique and women's bodybuilding and win all three.
Yeah, which I think
Or on the national level, you can enter into, in some of these shows, you can enter all three of those and win 3 pro cards at
Yep.
the same show. So it's
Right.
like, and then what's happening is they're used to that situation whereby they can go into that, but now you go into the pros where no, you can't do that anymore. You have to say what you are. Are you a figure competitor? Are you a women's physique competitor? Are you a bodybuilder? And then people ask why the blending is happening on the pro ranks. It's because it's happening on the amateur ranks, and it's bleeding over into the pro ranks. That's why, my humble opinion, that's why you see, Janine, what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
it's why it's got to stop. It's got to stop.
And honestly, I don't know who it is behind that name, but anyways, Femme Physique. I've already talked to a lot of the judges in the Florida divisions, like in the Florida tier. So I'm hoping that it goes farther. I mean, the next step is for me to actually talk to the onions and say, hey, we need to fix this because it's actually hurting. Yes, you're all about money and coming into the sport. I get that. But there has to be criteria at some point, or else there's going to be a lot of confusion. And then being a pro bodybuilder, a pro figure, a pro whatever means shit, because there is no, it used to be an honor to be a pro athlete, honestly, because we had to work our ass off to get there. Now it's not an honor.
And I just interviewed a young lady just a month or so ago, Stephanie Herrera. She earned her pro cards at North Americans. She won 2 of them in physique and 1 in figure. And that's like this is 2 classes in physique and 1 in a figure and 1 in figure. The judges, I mean, they don't. And also, one example, of course, I'm going to pull up here is Manon DeLilly, and she this year she did 7 shows, 5 of them in figure, and 2 of them in physique. Now she already qualified before the Olympia in figure. She earned a qualification in Vancouver Pro, which was like early this summer. And
Yep.
then she did 2 more shows before this, both in physique. She did the show in Great Britain, the UK show, the Europe Pro, and she did the Daytona Pro. And I think she was at the bottom when she did the Olympia in figure.
Well, I mean, you also got to see what's the lineup. I mean, and I'm going to use this as an example. So when we had the point system and I came into the Olympia on points, right? All the people that I beat that got their gold ticket and I came in on points, I beat them on the Olympia stage or on the world stage. So it doesn't matter where you fall, like you win, you know what I mean? Like if you have points and you come in on points, if we had points still. And if you win a show, doesn't mean you're going to place well at an Olympia or at a world stage. It all depends on who's up on the lineup, and that happens at any show, right?
Right.
Because the lineup for the top 5 for this show was Sid won, then Jessica Padilla took second, and Laura Montez took third. Rhea Gale was 5th, and Natalie Natalie was 4th.
And I think Rhea came up. She's from the UK. I think she placed higher this year than she did the other year, I believe.
Yeah, because I think she was 7th at a show.
I think she was 8th last year.
Yeah, I wanted to say 7th or 8th last year.
Yeah, I think she was 8th last year.
I mean,
she lives in Texas now.
Yeah. She was in Florida for a while too. She bounces between the UK and Texas, I think.
Yeah, because I saw that she flew out with Sarah and
Ashley.
Ashley to the show.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, if you can afford a jet, that's thing.
But there's no stress, right? Think about it. You're not dealing with customs. You're not doing any stress. You're just flying in, right?
Yeah, just flying in.
I would love to do that too. I hate going through customs and they pull my food apart and shit when it's allowed to. And then they let a man check me. Are you kidding me? Like TSA better get shot. You're gonna get shot in the head by me one of these days because I just think that's very disrespectful. I don't even look like a dude, and who needs to check you? I beg your pardon. I identify as a woman, not a man.
I don't know, Janine. I'll be saying, "You mind if I check you, ma'am?" I'll be like, "Yeah." I know you're lady. I just wanted to check you.
It's just. I just find it, how society is nowadays too, is just inappropriate.
Yeah. I know it's offensive. We have the comments. This is from my man. Shots to my man. Warrior says, so cool to see Linda and Iris standing side by side on stage.
Yeah.
2 legends together is always surreal. Yeah. Also, this is from Money J says, crazy. I love C-Bum. Yeah, C-Bum. And also he says, we're going to miss him. He's most popular athlete in the entire IFBB with 24.4 million followers on IG. Yeah, that's pretty good. He says this is C-Bum was the man. He will be missed. Shout out to him.
It's not like he's dying. He's still going to be around.
Yeah. Well, you know how the mindset. The mindset of the fans. When you hear a competitor say they're retiring, their mindset is that we're not going to see them on the stage anymore. We're not going to see them competing anymore.
But they're going to be doing other things, putting on shows or doing whatever.
Like what Sid's doing. She has a show in Georgia. Her and Ashley, so her, Whitney and Andrea have the Triple O, and she's going to be still in the game. She's not going to compete anymore, but she's going to be in the game. But guys who are fans, the mindset is when you hear y'all retire, it's like, oh no, we're not going to see them again. But hey, you got pictures and videos, social media, you can find it. Here we have a comment.
Still going to see
them. From my man Ward 2000 says, it's a problem the judges need to stop the flip-flopping on the criteria.
Yeah.
Also,
that's true.
Also, I'm sure as hell agree with Janine. Preach your stuff, girl. Hallelujah. And also, this is from Warrior says, Janine, I like the way you speak. Your mind spoken like a true, strong woman that don't sugarcoat nothing, but tell it like it is. Thank you, Warrior. And also he says, Manon may be from another country, but she looks like she can be sisters with Julia Wetzel. I swear they look alike. Somewhat bit. Everybody got.
I honestly would have to see photos. I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I know who Julia is. I used to pose her a long time ago, but I don't know who the other person is.
Yeah, I don't know who he's talking about.
Yeah. Julia,
Yeah,
you know,
I wasn't able to watch the Olympia because the internet was in and out. So
yeah, it's yeah. What about to say, Jeremy?
With all due respect to them, I'll believe their retirement when I see it. Because look at the number of people who have quote unquote retired. Linda Murray retired. Linda Murray retired at one time. Then
Yeah.
she came back. Juliet Bergman retired for 12 years. Then she came back.
and
I mean, it's like I'm trying to remember. She was a top fitness competitor. She retired. She came back. So it's
Jeannie
like
Worth.
yeah. So
And
so
the
it's like
other
a lot of times retirement tends to be an extended break. So if they're still retired in 10 years, okay. But even then, it's like it's like since they're Olympia winners, they could still come back.
yeah.
So I'll believe when I see it.
And I can use this. Nancy Lewis, you know, the legend, she retired in 2012 and she's retired. She will not come back on stage. Right. So and I know that personally because she's my bestie. So she's like, I ain't competing. I just like keeping up with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So
Nancy,
she's
yeah.
retired. Like she's done. We still train together, do all that, but she will not step on stage ever again.
Yeah. Nancy had a beautiful. I remember when I interviewed her, said, "Was she ever, if she was still doing it, what she had done physique?" She said she was at the cusp of it because her physique was just amazing. I often compared her to Kim Perez, where they were kind of like the same. I think kind of like they were like almost from the same mold. You know, the shoulders, the how they had that great V taper, the legs. I think Kim was just a little bigger.
Yeah. Kim did powerlifting as well. Like I haven't talked to Kim Perez in a long time. Actually, the last time I saw her was 2012 when we competed in Tampa.
Yeah, I think she just disappeared.
I think she's in California somewhere, but I haven't been able to find her. So
And she's not too much on social media, so I hadn't seen anything from her. Now, I know one person that this is some of the comments from the guys on here, and they are not too fond of and told me, he says, this is from a man, Money J says, I didn't care about WPD. Come on, man. Why?
England Daily.
Yeah. And also he says, this is from a man, Warrior 2000 says, yeah, WPD, I really didn't care for it at all. I was just there for the Miss Olympia and fitness. But he's getting this. We are going to talk about it because as a content maker, I can't be too prejudiced against some divisions. I've become a fan of physique. As I've said before, I wasn't too much a fan of it. I call it watered down bodybuilding. But, I know, but as a content maker, I have to be on my game because I think I have more interviews with women in the physique division than I do have with bodybuilding. I love to get more ladies on bodybuilding, but sometimes ladies are more open to get in here. So we're going to, like I said, Sarah looked pretty good. And I mean, she came in her best. I mean, it was, I think, pretty much about the same from last year. Not too much change for Sarah.
Because they know that Sarah knows the game. You don't make those changes. How did Iris Kyle win 10 Olympias? Let's think about this. She didn't change much. She just came in with the same look every time because that's what the judges know to that's the look she needs to do to win the show. You know what I mean? She didn't change anything. She just came in better and better and better. And that's how people win those shows over and over again. Right? Sarah's doing the same thing. She understands it. So I think that's, she came in the same look, just a little bit tighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, it was just like when she lost the title to Natalia back in 2022, they told her that she wanted to come in a little softer. And that's what she did. That same thing happened to Iris back in 2004 when she came in softer, but didn't lose the title to Yaxenia King. And after that, Iris just kept in coming bare condition. And the thing is, they don't want you to have too much direction in the glutes, but yet again,
she still got separation. I mean, her physique is still phenomenal.
Yeah. And also, I think Natalia looked like she might have lost some size because
Natalia looked like she lost some quad size.
Yeah.
Her upper body, I actually like her upper body better than I do Sarah's because she has more of a V taper, but she really lost it on the vastus medius is where I see that she lost a lot of size on her quads.
Mhm.
yeah, because
There
She
was
just
some
a bit
there
off.
there was somebody who did a side by side. I'm trying to remember who it was, comparing Natalia this year to last year. And you're right, she did lose size in her quads. She
yeah,
did lose some size to Sarah, so that may be would have put Sarah over the top.
But
And
Natalia's been competing
oh,
since she was a teenager. I don't think she's ever taken off, and sometimes, maybe this is a call that her body is trying to make to her, saying, I need some
rest.
recovery time because she's been competing since she was like 14 years old.
Yeah, you got to take rest in order to let your body heal and come back better. I
Yeah,
mean,
and grow.
mhm.
yeah. Because you know what? If she takes next year's off, she's already a former champion. She can come back and compete.
She's already
You know,
qualified. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that'd be good for her. Sharonka Hinton, she looked really good. I mean, I got to give to Sharonka. I think she hadn't competed for. I think she last time competed was 2021, and it's been 3 years. This is her highest placing.
Mhm.
Now she doesn't have to do anything. She can just, you know what? I can just come in and do the show because I'm number
Yeah.
three.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
have to do any other shows.
Yeah. Just focus on one big show. I mean, I think that's what's most important as well. And this Curtis guy, who cares about my hair, dude? I have dreadlocks, like big, like stop
Oh,
with the fucking hair, like
that's my
stop.
man, Curtis. Hey, Curtis. Man, brother, if you can't be nice, don't be here at all because I can't block you. So you got that choice.
Like it's
Be
just
nice.
it.
This is my guest. This is a
Who
friend of mine.
cares?
Be respectful. This is for this is from Warriors. Says Kai Green retired.
Yeah.
Daylon Bailey retired. She was there. Both of them were there. Both Daylon and Kai were there because they were working. I think I saw some pictures taken with them. Also, Julia Manicardi retired. And we did
Yeah.
this because Jeremy, we did this last week. We had talked about how the physique division changed because when the title went from Shanique to Sarah, the look changed,
Mhm.
as you know, and now everybody wants to chase after Sarah's look.
Yeah.
Well, but it's nice though that Sharonica. I'm pleased to see that she got top three at this because she has that classic WPD look, and
Yeah.
I was really nice. I'm trying to remember what the show was. Was it New York where she
New York,
won?
yeah, New York.
Where she qualified? I was
Mhm.
really surprised to see her win that with that look, and I was like, that to me, hey, that's what I think needs to happen. I'm glad that classic WPD look is now getting rewarded like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Not
it
only
has to
not
be
o- not
consistent.
not only with a pro win at the New York, but also the fact that she got top three here. I think that's wonderful. So
And don't forget, she also did Texas, where she was top three at that show. Because and no, she was no, she was. I think she was third, no, she was third in Texas, I believe. Because Janetta Johansson was fourth, Elisa Kissling was second, and Zama Binter won that show, and Zama, she really fell off, and I was really surprised because she usually, I mean, she was great in Tampa. Her condition was crazy in Tampa, and then her Texas her condition was amazing. But I was one point I thought she was going to be sixth, but she got fifth.
Hmm. Well, I think the judges need to also be more consistent in the WPD because, from show to show, they're looking for something different. They award Sharonica, and she is the classic WPD look. But then you're rewarding someone who's got striations on their glutes when that's not even the criteria. When you go and look up what WPD
right,
criteria is,
right.
they're not following it. So you got someone who is following it, and then you got someone who's not. And who are the judges going to award on that particular show? So it just gives, the athlete, well, if they're rewarding, the striated glutes, that's what I'm going to chase because
Right.
that's what they're rewarding.
And it's
So,
like even Bob Chick, he was pointing out, I think it was Bob Chick when he showed the video with her and Isabel Terrell. It's like, yeah, you can post the criteria, but who are the women going to look at? Who gets the top 3 at the Olympia?
yeah, who
They're
gets
they're the ones that they're going to chase. They're the ones that are going to follow. Criteria be damned. I mean, if those are the ones that are getting rewarded, that's who they're going to follow.
True.
But I think it's good that you put Sharonica in there, representing a classic WPD look, because now that she has got a top 3 placing, based on that same principle, people are going to start pursuing her look as well, to try and get something, to try and get a comparable look with her as well. So I think Sharonica may help bring the classic WPD look as a comeback.
I hope she does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
hope
you
that
think about it,
to start rewarding that.
and you think about, I think with this year, Anna Rain Moon is out. Evie Rain has retired. Barbara Jean came back, and she got her same spot she had before, 4th place. And I think who was 5th? Someone was 5th. Some amazing ladies, like one lady, I interviewed Marika Jones. She was 7th. Marika looked pretty good. Janetta Johansson, she took 6th. And then you look at, like I said again, you look at some other lineups where I'm looking at, like my man David. He's a fan of hers. That's Susan Graham. How she was, I think she took 14th. Some feel like she may be a little bit higher. I mean, it's a debate because so again the judges can jump from here from there. I mean, you look at someone like I said again, like Nadia, how she got in the top 5 when you look at Michaela and Sherry. Then you look at how, even if you look at Barbara Majan, how she put on size and conditioning. And then Zama's not that far from that, maybe just a little bigger. Right. Anyway,
It would just really be nice if they followed through with what they said they were looking for, and they did that universally and consistently across the board. That would really be great.
yeah.
Yes,
Are they going to do it? Who knows? But we'll see.
Well, I'm hearing some rumblings that they might, change the criteria. I hear there might be some judges that might retire for next year, or this is why I'm hearing from people. But if the same judges, like if Sam wins the same judge at the show, then she's gonna go by what she likes. If they don't get a new judge, a new face, saying, let's stick with criteria. Let's stick with what we based the division on. You're supposed to be aesthetically pleasing. You want too much gyrations in the glutes, and also, more of a classic look too, like the Julia McCartney or maybe Shanique Grant. Those two are probably were the standard at one point because Julia won 4 and now Sarah has 4. Here we have this is from a man, Warrior says, Natalie at least poses elegantly and loosely. He says this. He says, Sarah posing is garbage. Oh man, you hating. And also he says Sarah needs to work on her posing because it sucks. I'm sorry, she needs a posing coach too.
Well, apparently not. She just took the #1 spot in all of WPD. Someone clearly didn't agree with that. Number of top judges clearly didn't agree with that. I mean, to say the number one WPD competitor in the world right now needs work? What the hell, man?
Well, he's a hater. He don't like Sarah. He's a hater. That thing is, when you hate, it just gains your weight. And Sarah's like this. You can hate so much on her, but she don't care. She's rich. She's the top woman in her division and in the sport. So you don't like her, but you have to accept it. Sometimes there's people I don't like, but I have to accept that they're the best. Here's this from a man. He wants to this Eugene. He says, Curtis says, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to hurt no one's feelings. That came out wrong. I'm an idiot. I meant to say you girls are beautiful and you're doing a great job. He says, sorry, Janine. He want to apologize. He wants to be.
he's trying to kiss my ass right now, but whatever.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, it's always been me, and I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? But you don't need to put shit up there.
there's some guys who love it. There's some guys. There's guys. Some guys. There's some guys. Go ahead. There's some guys who will kiss your ass, but they will pay you for it if they want to kiss your ass. So, here we got here. Yeah, just say. Also, we got here a comment from Zama for Warriors. Says Zama Benta will be a threat next year because all she needs to do is come in more tighter and straighten up her conditioning. It's a wrap. I think one thing I might have heard of was, I think she had to travel from Brazil. I think it said that she was doing an interview, and I say it was like a 17-hour flight. And traveling does affect y'all competitors, because water retention, all that stuff.
But she could have came in a month early if she wanted to. She could have come in 3 weeks early. I mean, depending on how your body responds with flight, right? She should know this from flying to shows, right? So if she knows that she needs more time, then you fly in earlier.
Sure. Same thing with the NFL.
Yeah.
When you go to shows like over in the Rocky Mountains, they'll show up a month early. The whole team will, all to adjust because of the height difference.
Yeah.
Because of the altitude difference. So
it happens with every sport. So if she really wanted it, she could have come in early, figured it out, right? Like it's.
Yeah, she had a pretty good payday at the Texas Pro. So.
Yeah, because his thing about Brazilian money, when you get money here in the States, because I've done content on MMA and there's a lot of Brazilian fighters. A friend of mine, she is a IFB Pro fitness competitor. Also, she does mixed martial arts. She was in Brazil working with a fighter. She was like, George, I said, well, let me see you $20. That $20 turned into $100. So you can't tell me with $15,000 you don't got enough to take care of your bills before you leave for a month.
Yeah.
And then you can get yourself after she had both done the Tampa and did the remaining Muscle Fest. The Texas Pro. You had at least $18,000. Now you could have paid your bills with just a fraction in Brazil money and be done. You can go for a month and you can get a nice place for $5,000, $7,000 for a month or so. And because in Vegas they don't have no sales tax. You don't have no property tax. You can live there because that's why Lavinia is in Vegas. That's why Alcion's working with Iris in Vegas. I mean,
where did she place actually? Wasn't she third? She was third last year, wasn't she?
Yeah, Alcion she was. I think she got 13th or 12th.
See, it just
Yeah. So, what do you think? I didn't see. I think she gained some size, but I didn't see her come in condition like she was last year, or they just weren't awarding conditioning this time either. When you look at where Sherry was and where Michaela was, it's like, what were they awarding? Were they wanting to go for size, overall package, balance?
It looked like they were going for overall package and balance.
Yeah.
With the conditioning as well, but I don't think they're really wanting to go to that extreme conditioning, because honestly, realistically, it's not obtainable for others, right?
Exactly.
So thinking about it, rewarding it in the shows, yeah, great, kudos, but not everyone can obtain that. And it's not really aesthetically pleasing when you think about it. It looks really cool. I'm not knocking it by any means. I'm friends with all these girls, but it's not pleasing to the eye, right? Like not many people can get that conditioning, so they can't keep rewarding that, bringing that up there in the top 5 spots, like being realistic. I think so. What the judges are trying to do is they're trying to make it a point that they're changing how they're looking at the athletes. What's more pleasing for the eye, and trying to keep female bodybuilding in that eye so that we can actually keep going up. If we go that hard chiseled look, we're going to kill the sport. Realistically, that's what killed our sport before, and so we don't want to go that route again, right? We need to have something that is aesthetically pleasing, that is feminine, that is marketable.
So what do you think about what they're doing with WPD, where the judges are rewarding that super striation?
So I think they're just going to have to figure things out. Like, honestly, they have to go back and really sit down and talk about what they really want women's physique to be, what they want everything to be. Like if they're going with, they picked the Sarah, if they're going with that look, Sarah's like probably the only one I've seen come in with that striated in women's physique.
She's the one who started it all.
Yeah.
Because before her, I mean, nobody had striated glutes like that.
No.
And then
And
once
she even
they
fills
rewarded
out-
that, then everybody started to come in and, you know, expecting to look like that. in
And
order
for
to
her,
get
even
rewarded.
Sarah, she has to eat a lot of food to kind of pull the lines out. She has to almost overspill because her body just naturally comes in hard.
Yeah.
So she has to eat a lot of food and try and not, I don't even think she even takes diuretics. She just naturally has to eat a lot of food to fill up with that. I remember her talking about that. She has to eat a lot and overeat to slow, like to calm it down. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Yeah,
I
I
think-
guess.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh well,
but she's
it's,
still
I
very
guess.
feminine, right? She still has a very feminine face.
Mm,
Yeah, I do. I think she does.
Yeah, I think she still has a very feminine face. You know, sometimes, you know, when you diet too hard, we go too gaunt, you know, that hard look.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want that hard face look. And when some girls come in super striated, they lose that face look. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I'm not knocking it. I mean, I've come in that hard chiseled face before too, right? And makeup can only cover up so much.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess for me, it's just that it's not that they need to sit down and say what they're wanting. They've already done that. They're not enforcing what they say they want.
yeah, they have to
I
send
think
the letters
I
out.
think I think that's the biggest problem. Since 1994, they have been trying to do this. Not only with women's bodybuilding, but they've also tried to do it with women's physique. 1994, 2000, 2004, 2015, and 2016, the IFBB has sent out notices to the women's competitors saying, "Hey, things need to change. We need to slim stuff down. We need to reduce conditioning." Here we are.
Yeah.
Nothing is happening.
But the
The,
thing
the higher ups keep coming out with these notices saying we want to see these changes, but then they don't follow through with it in the actual judging, and that's why nothing changes up on stage.
And the other thing too, Jeremy, is they don't even send us newsletters like they did back in the day. I remember when they sent us emails stating that women's bodybuilding needs to come 10% less muscle, blah, blah, blah. We haven't had anything like that. And I don't think we even have somebody being the spokesperson for the female athletes anymore. I would
Right, we don't. Right, we don't.
if people want to represent, I'll go in and talk to them and say, this is what needs to be done. This is what you know what I mean? Like, because something needs to be done. We need to have somebody being the spokesperson for the female athletes and go for it and do it and do the job. Right. I don't think anybody. We had Betty Parizo years ago. And after that, I don't even know who we have.
Well,
Right. I don't think we have a figurehead. I don't think we've had a figurehead since Betty Parizo.
Yeah. And
for what's going on with the women's division.
And it really needs to be someone that actually understands all the divisions and what needs to truly be done to, one, keep it healthy, two, still have that feminine look, and three, get what we are supposed to get. You know what I mean? Like, the men are getting the money, the women are getting shit.
Yeah. We have a comment here. This is from a man. Warrior says IFBB judges are most inconsistent people ever in the sports, period. Also, he's saying this. He says, says Sarah posing sucks. I'm sorry, I'm objectively true. You know, that's your objective. Also, as a warrior, 3 sets of the same poses over and over again. Yeah, brother, let it go. Let it go. It's not worth it. He
Maybe
says
we should
all
block
this.
him for a while. I mean, his stuff is getting really retarded.
Yeah, Natalia needs to tighten up and add more size next year. Well, that is probably most definitely need to do that. And he said he also says that the live stream was glitching a lot, crappy stream. And I think that there wasn't too many issues that I had. I mean, I think one guy complained that the lighting wasn't right for him, but
I heard a lot about the lighting, like when I was able to scroll through Instagram or whatever. A lot of people said for the Olympia the lighting was off, even for the men. So I don't know who they used or where their night stage was. I know they were at the convention center, but I don't know how the lighting was. You know what I mean? Like, test the lighting. So maybe the lighting was off for the whole weekend, because that came up a lot. I don't know about the live streaming because, like I said, internet is spotty where we are in Florida. Like you get it and then it disappears. So I'm surprised that it's up this long.
Yeah. Well, you've been
For
through
me.
a lot of stuff, with the two storms back to back, and
Yeah.
then not affected, and then everything else. Florida's
Not
still a little
affected.
behind. Yeah, I got to catch you. Also, we have a comment from Warrior says, WPD among fans are dwindling because of the hardcore muscle look that the judges keep rewarding. Not a healthy look. And we mentioned, if it's getting to the point we talked about this before, and Jeremy, you've been on my live stream on Muscle Talk. We talk about how it's getting to the point where the visions are melting. You
Yep.
could easily cross someone like, I would say, good example would be maybe, I would say Natalia at one point, and maybe put her along with someone like Angela Yo, just about. Angela's maybe a little bigger and thicker, but the parameters are just almost the same.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
James.
What? Go ahead. You want to say something?
Who are you talking to?
Anybody? Hey, I
Oh,
told you everybody.
okay. Well, yeah, if they would just follow through with what they say they want in the damn division, I mean, it would stay the course. It'd be distinct. The whole word division is to divide, to separate, to keep separated from each other. And that's why you come up with different sets of criteria to have a separate, different look. You don't follow through with that, things are just going to go up in the air. Your figure competitors are going to look like physique competitors, and your physique competitors are going to look like bodybuilders. And that's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're seeing. Stick with what you say you want. And if the judges aren't following through, get rid of them.
Yep.
Get rid of them.
Or they need to have a real judges meeting where they all sit down and talk about absolutely everything. And everybody needs to be on the same page. Not one state do this, one state do that, one state do
Right,
that.
exactly.
Come
Right.
on, man. If you have that meeting, which is coming up soon, I think, for shows, then the judges need to sit there and have a fucking meeting too and talk about absolutely everything. Don't pussyfoot around the topic. Actually address the issues with what's happening from the Olympia to now and vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you also look at the other divisions, how it affects them, because
how it is, and the judges have to actually pay attention when the athletes come on stage. There should be no talking. You know what I mean? There should be no texting or anything like that. The judges need to look at the athletes on the stage, not already have their mind made up from what they saw on social media. That's a no-no too.
Yeah. There was a while ago, I'm trying to remember who it said, but she decided she was going to retire and not bother because she was on a national level stage, and she went down and looked at the judges there. They were napping. They were fucking napping.
I remember
While the girls are on stage, after all the work that they've done to get to that point, you're going to take a damn nap?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I remember I competed in Chicago years ago, and in Chicago, and the judges were on their phone texting, and I reported that to the IFBB, and then they kind of, I guess, they did a talk, and again, it stopped for a while. But I have to say, the last show I did in Anaheim, the judges were on point. They were actually paying attention and saying, "No, let's move this." I mean, they worked us. And I have to say that was probably one of the best shows I've done in a while because they moved us. They had us on stage for a long period of time.
Good.
And they were actually working us, and I was like impressed. And I even said to the promoter, I said, I was impressed. And he goes, I was impressed as well for the female athletes that came out because I'm going to bring you guys back. He goes, it was a test for me to see if you guys could bring it, and you guys brought the energy. There was not a seat in the house there. It was all standing room only. So I was pretty happy with that, and the fact that the judging was judged, right? Like they actually worked us.
Because that promoter, he wasn't sure about this show, but I was talking with Keith and Tina. They told me it was a great show. One thing we're talking about is one girl who was supposed to be competing in fitness. She was competing in women's bodybuilding, and I found out because she had an injury,
her meniscus or something like that.
Yeah, and she was doing women's bodybuilding because she couldn't do fitness, and they said they're going to have a show next year because you had such a deep lineup. I mean, you had at least 17, 18 women at that show.
Yeah, it was
Which,
packed. It was good.
yeah, and
A lot of West Coast athletes, of course, but
the thing is, what that keeps talking about is that a lot of the West Coast athletes, they want a show that's closer to them. You know, like now you have your Triple O. Now you have the the Rise with Rising Phoenix. That's really that's an invitation. So I don't count that. But you have there's talks because I know because Jeremy, you were here when Key was talking about how Jessica and Alex came to the show,
Legion, yeah.
right? Legions, and they maybe are looking to maybe seeing because he said the promoter says it'll take $20,000 so to get women's bodybuilding added to the lineup, and they have a deep lineup. They do open and masters. And I was here at one point. I was thinking that the Pittsburgh Pro, they supposed to expand. They supposed to have their own little what's the face, and they added men's bodybuilding for this year, but they haven't said anything about women's bodybuilding because I saw Jake. He was there.
and just not that, George. They upped the prize money for that Masters in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You fucking kidding me? What about women? Like honestly, it's men, men, men. Women do bring audience in. They just don't promote us. That's the problem. It can't just be us promoting it. They have to promote us with us, and they don't do that. And they used to back in the day.
But as I said, the men's division is the bottom bitch, and like Jim Jim Man's a pimp. He's gonna put his money towards the bottom bitch. Y'all women, y'all deserve that opportunity. Like if you could put up that much money, you could bring in women's bodybuilding.
Sure
You can do
And you can give us more than $2,000 for first prize. Like, come on, man.
at least like something like the Masters Olympia, $10,000. Think about it, $10,000 for first place. That could change a lot of things. I know Washana, she was doing 2 shows overseas this year. She did the Lena show and she did the UK show. I saw that also she's planning on doing the Romanian Muscle Fest also. And I remember when remember Lori mentioned this when she competed at the Masters last year. The cost for it was her husband, and her trainer. That's nearly $30,000, I think she said, and just to go to Romania and do that show. But it's just I can't use the same bullshit that people don't come to see the women. They do. The guys, they do get attention, but you don't know who really is going. There's no measurement. You can't say excuses because there's no money in it, but there's no real measurement. Sometimes some people leave doing the men's shows. Some like the ladies because they're more entertaining. They have a great look to them. We got here. This is from a man. Warrior says WPD among fans are dwindling because of the hardcore muscle. Like the judges are rewarding not a healthy look. He said. Also, I think I already said that before. The true WPD is losing interest among fans because of the direction it's going. In order to save it, we need to make changes, and that's the thing. And the thing is up to the competitors. The competitors, y'all the ones who need to say, you know what, we demand that you stick to the criteria that was set for this division. And look at if we start looking more like women's bodybuilding, and we still get that same stake eye. Just got dropped from the St. Louis Pro this year. Some promoters who had women's bodybuilding, women's physique on their lineup. Even better, Cariso. I don't think any of her shows have any more women's physique. They have, I think, bikini, wellness, figure, and even figure is starting to get stick out because they're cutting back on that. The only division that's probably has few shows opportunities is fitness, but that's a tough division. But as I was speaking of fitness, Missy Trestak made a return after that last year. She had that awful injury where she blew out her whole entire knee. And congratulations to her. Now she's a 3-time fitness champion. But like I said, this chick, I don't know. Should she stay in fitness much longer, especially with a bad knee issue?
All depends on her. It's not impossible for her to move up. Mindy O'Brien was a fitness competitor for a long time. top competitor, but then she got so many injuries, she switched over to physique.
Like,
Because of that. So,
Well,
and
she
I
has
think,
the physique package right now.
yeah, she does.
yeah, I could see maybe doing fitness as a test and then switch it over to physique. But like I said, it's up to her where she wants to go. Because you pretty much do the same poses as a fitness competitor as you do as a figure competitor.
Wait,
But like I
isn't she
said,
a fitness competitor right now?
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so you're saying you could see her being a figure competitor.
way figures looking at, because now Sydney moving out, who's going to be who's going to get the title next year.
Yeah.
Just the way it's the.
Yep.
And if you look at Jessica and you look at even Lola Montez, those women are not like the same level as Sydney Gillen. One point I saw Lola, she was like, she has a YouTube channel as far as YouTube, and she was hanging out with Jay Cutler. And there was one point somebody said that Judge told her, say she didn't feel like doing physique.
Well, even Jessica could probably step on a physique stage and win a show.
I
So
could. I agree.
I don't see any really difference besides just take the heels off.
I think Jessica has competed in physique half a minute, but like these competitors, they want to stick in the division that feel like it's more comfort for them. I remember one lady who got a pro card a while back. I follow her on social media. She's on YouTube. Jenny, I forgot how to say her last name. I'm not gonna say it. She got a pro card at Masters USA, and she got a critique of the judges. The judges told her maybe you should do um, physique. But she decided, nah, she don't want to do physique because she didn't want to get any bigger. But if you look at some of these women now, like I mentioned the Manon earlier, the look is getting away from what it was. It was more of a softer, feminine look, kind of like bikini girls with muscles. But it's just that's another division where they're not sitting down and sticking with the criteria that was set for the division. It's like how even if you look at bikini girls now, if you look at the girls in wellness supposed to be a softer look. Some women in wellness, many of them came from either figure or physique or even bodybuilding and jump over the division. I just interviewed Teresa Meyer, who competed, as a physique competitor, but the last couple of years she's been doing wellness, and she told me that the one thing is like she has to pull back, especially on her upper body work. Jada, she switched over, and that's the thing she said, that she has to pull back on the upper body exercises. It's just, I think when these two divisions, bikini and wellness, got into the IWB, it changed with the sport, just like all the other divisions.
Yeah, and that's another reason why you need to stick with the criteria and you need to hammer it home for all of these divisions. Because the stopgap solution for the IFBB and NPC for the last 20 years is, oh, well, if they get too muscular, create another division. That's what it's been. First, they've said women's bodybuilding is getting too muscular. Then they come up with women's physique. That's getting too muscular. Or physique or figure is getting too muscular. Okay, well, let's create bikini. Now that's getting up there. Oh, well, we have to have another one. Wellness. You can't keep coming up with new divisions as a stopgap solution to the problem. You got to stick with the criteria with the divisions you got, because eventually, what is it going to do? We're going to have figure class 1, figure class 2, figure class 3, or like 6 different subsections of bikini. What are we going to have here? And then the shows would go on for what? Shows that go on for an entire week? What in the world are we going to have here unless we start sticking with the criteria that they want for the divisions, because they can't keep coming up with new divisions forever. They can't.
But Jeremy, what it's generating is money.
Right.
And, bottom line is it is a business for the Manions. It's a business for those that have the deep pockets, and they want to see a return. And what they're seeing is, oh, let's put another division. Oh, now we got 400 entries. Oh, great. That's, 400 times $150 registration fee. I mean, it's bottom line. It is about money.
And the fact that you, like I said earlier, that you can now enter into multiple divisions at the same time. Each
Yep.
one of those additions is its own separate fee. In addition to that, which is what's driving the divisional crossover phenomenon, is more money included. But at the same time, I get it. You want to make money, but they need to change the way in which they're going to be able to doing it, and they can't just keep adding new divisions.
Yeah, because they're
They've
going
got
to
to do
killing
something.
everything. I agree with you, Jeremy, 100%, because they're killing everything.
They are.
They're hurting themselves more than they're helping themselves.
Right.
I mean, one show is $400 entry fee. Then there's one that's $150. Why is a pro paying for masters $300?
Exactly.
Like Tampa
Well,
Pro is $300 per master division. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you know, they say Match is not as popular, but still, you add
yeah,
it to
it is popular. It's pretty
it is
popular.
popular. I just went in and won it.
But that's what I'm saying, because it's not getting enough sponsors behind it. But still, there's a lot of competitors who are like you and Eunice, who are over 40, who sometimes some of these interviews say they don't want to compete too much with the girls who are in their late 30s, who are in top condition. They want a division that works for them. But it's about, like I said, it's a money grab. That's what it is. Here we have your comment from a man, Money J says, they put up more money for divisions, some way it can't survive. Yeah, money does help if it gets sponsors and help out, but most times sponsors don't want to get involved by it. Missy Trescott is like one of the most muscular women in fitness. She is. Her muscle. I got a picture of her where if I go into my things, I got a picture of her and Sarah side by side. If you look at her and Sarah, you can barely tell the difference. You would think they were both in the same division. You know, I would say if I was somebody who didn't know about bodybuilding, if I saw Sarah and Missy the same thing, I'd say like, oh, y'all both physique? No, one's figure and one physique, one's fitness. It's just the lines are getting blurred. Here also he says, Missy Trescott always explosive in her routines and rightfully won the show like her. Okay, yeah, she's over with it. Also, he says, I felt strange that Oksana, Whitney, and Ariel wasn't there. As you know, Oksana Graceria, she is pregnant. I think she said she's 5 weeks due. I hope she has a nice baby. You know, congratulations. Whitney, I think she might be just not competing anymore because now she's doing stuff outside of the sport. And Ariel, she's dealing with some medical issues. So she decided not to compete this year. It changed the lineup. You know, some people that usually don't get in that top 5 got in. You know, one lady who I did an interview with, Stephanie Jones, last year she said she was going to do wellness. She did 2 wellness shows, and she did Arizona Pro in the fitness division, and now she got her third Olympic qualification. But this is from my man Warrior, says, right on everything that was just said. Thank you, brother. And also, this is from Warrior, says, I bet if Missy competed in WPD, she would be amazing in it and win multiple Olympia titles. She has the talent. And also, I think she has a more pleasing look if you compare her to Sarah. I think that the judges would probably like to have someone like Missy because she, great physique, great look to her, very feminine looking. No offense to Sarah, but that's what they want. They want y'all women to be more feminine. Same time, want you to have both that muscle, the aesthetics, the physiques that win shows.
I mean, it's possible. Just from what I saw of her, I think she may need more mass to be able to get up to the higher levels of WPD, but that's just my thoughts on it. But yeah, she could if she wanted to. It's just a question of, does she want to?
Exactly. And her backside from the back was soft for Missy. When she turned around, when I saw the videos and photos of her posing, her backside was really soft. Upper body was good, but the back half was soft.
Mm-hmm. That's why I say I think she might need to test out figure first. She's thinking about doing physique. Maybe that's a better division for her. Well, folks, we're not going to hold much too long, but we will say one thing for you. We can say I don't do a lot of content on the banana hammocks because my channel is about you ladies. Because it may not be the 80s, but I'm still down with you ladies. But I would say congratulations to Samson Dua. I mean, the brother, I mean, he put in the work. He came in best condition. I mean, really, there was a lot of talking about him last year. He really came in. I mean, they said Derek was off this year. It was really close between him and Heidi. So, anyone want to say congratulations? Yeah, Heidi, he looks pretty good. This is a video of Heidi right here. And I don't know what's holding him back. Is it his height or just, he comes in, he's couple times close to Big Ramy. What thing is holding him back?
I think with Hoggy, if he goes too big, it changes his physique, and it doesn't do him any justice. When he comes in a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter, that's when he does well. Like, look, he won the UK and the Arnold's UK and the US Arnold's back to back, and he was a tight package. He looked really good at the Olympia, but Samson was just that bit crisper. He had more, like, the balance was all there. Yeah. Hadi looks great from the front. The back, sometimes he loses it a little bit, but again, a phenomenal athlete. I think the call outs, everything that happened for the Olympia this year was how it was supposed to be.
Yeah. And I think Derek was like that one shot. Like, he was kind of like,
he's a one-hit wonder, I think, for that.
One-hit wonder, I think.
I hate to say it that way. I mean, his upper body is way too big compared to his, like his balance is off. He's blocky again now. Everything he trains was all back, upper body. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you ever watch some of his videos. But I think his window is done right now. Going too big for even Derek is not right. His balance is off. He needs to go back to the drawing board and really evaluate his physique. I mean, that's what athletes do. Once we come off stage, we go back home, we sit with our coaches or whatever, look at our photos and fine tune our physique. Oh, this was off. That was off. Even I do it. Like, for my neck surgery and that, I have a vertebrae out. I lose my legs on stage. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I got to figure that out. So same with the men. Every athlete, a true athlete, goes home and sits down and figures it out.
But Janine, you know what? This year, you brought a package that I have never seen on you. I mean, you were amazing.
I've been fighting with a lot of injuries.
Well, you could not even tell that you have gone through anything because you were impressive this year.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Like, really, it's been a battle. My shoulder is out right now, sitting here, and it's just, it is what it is. It doesn't stay in, so I just kind of suck it up.
Yeah, because I
really do appreciate that.
I wanted to watch a live stream for that show, but I don't know what was going on with it. It was, it was a mess. Whatever they try to do, whoever they need to talk to the right person. But she looked great. I think most definitely Janine should have been in the top 5 at that show. Yeah, I mean, no offense to some of the other ladies. I know I got the pleasure of interviewing Gabby Pena. I don't think she was in the best condition. Tina looked great. She looked amazing.
It was a good show,
Yeah.
I was grateful to be able to do it. I doubled that up, but I was grateful to be able to compete. And thank you for the compliments.
Yeah, you looked amazing at Tampa.
Yeah,
that was your comeback. I was like, wow. For her to have an injury, you couldn't even tell you had an injury because you grew. You look thick. You look aesthetic. I mean, I'd never seen you look that good.
Thank you. It was tough. Like, my neck only moves so much right now. But you learn how to adapt and you learn how to train through some of these injuries. And this was not an injury from the gym at all. But eventually I'll be able to talk about it. But it's been a challenge. Like, honestly, y'all, I deal with pain every day.
Yeah.
Like, I have to wear glasses. I don't sleep a full night because pain is so bad. You just learn how to suck it up and how to work around that stuff in order to help yourself and to help your clients, right? Or to educate others. But I'm grateful to be able to do what I do every day, train. And if it wasn't for my muscle, I probably would, I don't know if I'd be here. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for it and all the compliments.
Well, you know what? We support you and whatever you do. And as you know, Janine is qualified for the Masters Olympia next year.
Yeah.
She is, this,
Honor.
yeah, and it's an honor, and it's a deserved honor. You've been in sport for a long time. There's
Yeah.
not that many women like yourself, like Hella. Hella is one of the last true. You and Hella are probably, well, you did dip in physique for a minute, so
Yeah.
yeah, Hella is one of the last true women who competed in women's bodybuilding at that Olympia. Everybody at one point, like Ashley, she was figure, and now she
Yeah.
was physique, and then now she's wearing bodybuilding. Sherry was also physique. Andrea, Angela. I mean, can't forget Michaela.
Mhm.
Most of those women, I think, with exception, I think Ava. I think she never did physique. She's been bodybuilder,
Yeah, and
but
actually, when I crossed the physique, I didn't really want to. I was told by the judges to cross over because bodybuilding was dying, and they said if you love competing, you need to downsize. So I did what they told me to do. Do I regret it? A little bit, but it also challenged me for other things, right?
mhm,
That you can bring muscle down and still keep that shape, but then I can also put it back on. So for me, I use that 2 years or a year and a half as learning and understanding the physique side of it, you know. But you never lose those lats. I'm going to be straight with you. When you go from bodybuilding to physique, you never lose those lats, and those girls in physique don't have lats. They just are really upper body. So they knew I was a bodybuilder right out of the gate, but I would always finish in the top 10, usually with women's physique. So but my heart wasn't there. My heart has always been a bodybuilder.
yeah.
So
'Cause I know it was
I
you.
just came back to what I love.
I know you, Don Cadeau. I remember I was talking to Alicia Florio. She also moved, and a couple others. But then when women's bodybuilding was getting a pickup, thanks to, I can't help it every time I say his name. Yo, Jake, I
Yeah.
want that money. I want that gun. So every time I say his name, I got to do it. But yeah, I wish that more promoters give y'all women the opportunity. I
Yeah.
wish more sponsorship can go y'all way. This is what I keep talking about. I keep telling you guys out there who follow bodybuilding, especially if any ladies, reach out and see interested in maybe sponsoring an athlete. But here's the thing, guys: no weird shit, none. Don't do that shit. Don't no. We have a plan. Approach these ladies with a plan, a serious plan, and let them know that hey, I want to support you. I want to see you do well, and I want to see you succeed. You know, but like I said, don't be weird. These ladies work hard and deserve the opportunity. So but
and
so again,
start
well,
paying for shit. Start buying webcasts. Start buying tickets and go to shows. Because that's what promoters look at. They look at their profits. I mean, if so many people are getting stuff pirated online and watching shit pirated online, why would they bother buying a ticket? Why would they bother going to webcast when we can watch the whole thing for free? They need to stop doing that, and they need to start putting their money where their mouths are. And they need to start paying for shit. Because again, that's what promoters look for. They look for
mhm,
the profits, they look for the money, and if it's not there, or worse, if they catch somebody pirating this shit, especially if they're pirating women's bodybuilding or women's physique, right there the promoter realizes they're losing money. And
And that's
right there, and
how
that's
much
all
comes to
that's all the ammunition that they need to pull the divisions from the show. So stop doing shit for free and start putting your money where your mouth is.
and also just a heads up with people that the link from the Anaheim show for video, like to watch the live stream, it was really a scam. They were taking your credit card information. So I have a
uh,
couple of my people that actually was trying to watch the show. So just wanted to put that out there that please check your cards because they were scamming the people
Right.
that were
yeah,
really
'cause
wanting to support the sport, right? And to watch us ladies on stage, excuse me, and they were getting fucked on the other end. You know what I mean? Like money stealing out of their account. So we have to be really careful with those links. We thought it was secure, but it obviously was not. So
yeah,
apologize if anybody was getting scammed. Call your bank and get your card canceled so you can get that money back.
that's what I did. I called my bank because I got was a $40 some charge, and they got my money back. So, and because it didn't make sense, I pay $1 and then, okay, it was crazy. It was just, that's why you should get, this is one, Jeremy, we talk about this. You can get a group of teenagers, college kids. You just pay them maybe a few $100s, or maybe do an intern thing with good credits to their college education. They can set up. They grew up in this stuff, doing podcasts and doing live streams. I'm still learning some stuff, and I'm about 50. These kids know this stuff. They've been doing this by the time they were knee high. You can hire some teenagers, some college kids to set up a live stream. They know the stuff, they know the in and out. Like that guy, Tatone, he doesn't have the live stream for either the St. Louis or the Omaha. People are not going to drive all the way to St. Louis or go all the way to Nebraska to watch your shows, especially if you have, because the cost of traveling and things. Do a live stream. Go to the you right there, Nebraska. You're not far from Nebraska State. You can go to the college and go to the AB department. Say, hey, you know some kids who want to set up something like this. Help me out. They could do it. And you're right there in Anaheim. There's like dozens of colleges in California. You can reach out to experts. There's a lot of guys who are producing stuff like that, especially in California. That's the movie Anaheim. You're not too far from Los Angeles, the movie capital. You could have hired somebody who wants to say they need the experience to do podcasts and live streams. There's a lot of people who can do that. Don't just go to somebody and say, hey, let me outsource. No, it doesn't make sense. It's not that hard. I know some people have problems trying to get in the live stream because I know I sent the link to Beverly. She wanted to come on, but she had problems because I don't know StreamYard had changed the thing. Because usually I just send somebody a link in their I send the link on their phone, or I send it to them on their IG DMs, or sometimes I have to email them because I don't know why they changed their whole program. You have to get a app or not. It don't make sense, but it was so easy to get on. But just people, when we start doing this shit, be aware. Go to the experts. Like I said again, you're in California. That's the movie capital. There's probably dozens of guys who can set up a podcast and a live stream with no problem. So, folks, I appreciate the time y'all giving me. Thanks y'all for giving your aspects. Tomorrow we're also gonna do this because I'm almost Talk Monday. So, if you want to check it out, we're gonna go over again. Got my man Big Keith gonna be there. Some other people. We also know Jeremy's gonna be there. If you want to watch this link later, you can watch it. If you missed something, it's on my channel. Also, I left in the link for Bad Rap. So if you're interested in supporting it, because this thing, what Eunice is doing, she's doing good work. She's getting out there trying to help her division, her sport. And just one thing, money does help. So if you are maybe like some of the stuff I can't wear because I'm a big dude. I got on my Doc Holliday shirt because I'm in my prime. So, but if you're someone who is a competitor, you're a friend of a competitor, and you like her stuff and her merchandise, buy it. This helps her. Jojo was at the Olympia. Eunice couldn't go because he had some obligations. But if next time she doesn't know show because she's planning competing because she's competing next month at the Clash. Still doing the Clash?
No, at the Atlantic Coast.
Atlantic Coast? Oh,
yeah.
I thought, so changed it. Oh, that's cool. Going to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale.
All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's a show that I think you should add women's bodybuilding. It's a Tim Gardner show. Tim, I know he has a couple of shows there, Chicago and Tampa, but that's another show that could add women's bodybuilding. Because there's so many shows in Tampa, and so few of them have women's bodybuilding. Only just the Tampa Pro. So in Florida, just Tampa, and so many other shows. They just created a new show, the Florida Pro. And I think maybe if get some people who want to sponsor women's bodybuilding or even women's physique, might add that to their show next year. Just gotta get sponsors, gotta get people to put the money up. I know guys out there, you got the money. Some of you guys got deep pockets. I know you smokes who spend money on OnlyFans and her biceps and sessions. You can put that towards something that can really help somebody. You can come together, set the prize money, pay the sanction fees. If you can throw money away on that, you can do this. I mean, these women deserve that. You get entertained. You love like my other guy like to say, because the other guy said they are beautiful. He comes in every now and then, but that will really help. Just come together, have a plan, reach out to these promoters, reach out to these competitors, and just let them know that you really want to see women's bodybuilding and physique at some of these shows. I know Wellness is getting sponsorship from Wolfpack. They got the last show was $4,000 for each there for first place. Hey, make it $5,000 for women's bodybuilding at a show, or a show like Hope Texas Pro add women's bodybuilding to it. They definitely do. Here we got here. This is from a man. His name is Manello Walks. It says, Jesus love y'all. Well, thank you, brother. We appreciate that. Jesus love you too. So, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank y'all for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us,
George.
Well, like I said, my channel is I'm working y'all as guests. Y'all are friends. And I do like to get y'all thoughts and stuff like this. I love to get more people. I wish more people had the courage. See, I put these on my social media. Hey, come on, let me know. Let me hear from you. That's why I do this. I want to hear from y'all. This is your sport. I'm not a competitor. Why should I be fighting for you? So, but I am, because I'm a fan. But it's just me. So thanks again, Janine. Thanks, Jeremy, for coming through. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all. Thanks to the lovely Mrs. Martinez for coming here. Shout out to her. Like I said, I love this one. One day we're gonna meet, because she gave this to me. I love it. I need to put this in a thing or something. You can see it's getting frayed around the edges and stuff like that. But I just can't. Right. I said, good thank my man Ward 2000 coming through, my man Money J, my brother K, the Wanderer, Lawrence Perkins, anybody who watched this. You want to watch it again, check out. It's gonna be in my on my YouTube channel. The link's already there. Just go and check it out. Also, the link to the bad rap is in the description. Reach out to if you would like, even like I said, you also use sponsors too to help her with a company. That thing. Reach out to these women with genuine interest. But my rules, guys. No D-pics. Don't do that. Willie, I just saw Willie. He's a big dude. I don't want no troubles. I don't want somebody get a knock on the door by Willie. But best of luck at Atlantic Coast. I'm gonna watch it because, like I said, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, don't ever thank me. Like I said, it's my pleasure, the content. So, folks, thank you for coming through. Appreciate your time and giving us, and all the best of luck to you. This is Man Always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, subscribe. I am out. Have a good afternoon, good evening, and also good night. Peace out and good luck.